and I met when we were in high school. I was actually a cheerleader and known on the cheerleading squad as like Mama Ray. So I have just always had this huge heart to have kids. For me, imagining what life would be like as a wife and as a mom was something that there was no other option of what my future looked like. It was going to be a mom and having kids.
We made a conscious decision that we were gonna wait about 5 years until we started trying to have kids. And so the 5-year mark came and we started trying and nothing was happening. And so I went to the doctor's visit and I came out and I felt like it was just supposed to be a normal physical. But then the doctor called me, like a week later and he's like, oh, do you have time to talk? He just said, well, you have about a 0.01% chance of having kids. And man, when I heard that, my heart sank. And I don't know how to explain it, but instantly I felt like my wife was gonna leave me, Because this is Mama Ray. This is the girl that has always wanted to be a mom. And so for me, it was like, this is the one thing that she's really, really wanted, and I can't give her that.
I think you see what you think your future will be, and it's all gonna change. Like, it's not gonna be that. So it took some time to be together, to talk it out. What does this look like for us? What are our options? With that low of a chance, what other fertility options really can we do? And so we went through the journey of me going through a bunch of medication and injections, and to then having these 6 embryos that we were so excited, wow, some made it through. I carried one for 2 weeks and then lost it. I don't even know if there's any other options left for us. Maybe, God, what's best for us is for us to never have kids.
You go through the emotions of losing a child when you go through IVF, and you get the call from the doctor and they say like, oh, it didn't make it. And it was like, that was a life that didn't make it. And so it was really rough.
I carried again for 2 weeks and then found out that I lost both of those babies. And so throughout our whole journey, we've lost a total of nine babies.
So we took a loan out for the second time we went through IVF. We took a loan out because we didn't have money to do it. And when it didn't work, I had a $350 a month reminder when money got taken out of my bank account that it didn't work. And that was really tough because the loan was structured where we were gonna have to pay this thing off for several years while not having a kid.
IVF didn't work, embryoadoption didn't work. I just had this closure. Like, I've tried all avenues, and God just said, just leave it up to me. Then people around us started talking about adoption. I had always been open to adoption.
And I don't know if I would like to adopt. I had a friend that talked to me and he was like, man, do you even know about the foster care system and how that once a baby turns 2, the odds of them aging out in the foster system is like 80%. And that really stuck with me. And that's when we talked and we were like, you know what, let's adopt, but maybe we don't adopt a baby. Maybe they're 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. And so that started the process where I started opening up and I was like, okay, I think this is something we should do.
We had decided that this time we were gonna do this debt-free. Yep. We were going to ask God every time a bill would come or we wanted to do something that God would provide. So So we go through all the paperwork.
Then they tell us how much it's going to cost. And then, I felt a little duped there. And then they're like, okay, so just, for your budgeting, it's going to be somewhere between $30,000 and $60,000. And I was like, come again? And we went into town to see a friend, and he shoots videos, and we said, man, would you do a video for us, and we'll put it up on Facebook, and we'll just ask like 300 friends that they'll give $100, and we'll see what happens. And so Raelene uploads it to Facebook, and in 72 hours, the whole $30,000 came in. I remember the Gofundme account, you just kept refreshing. I woke up at 5 a.m. and there's like just this little glow in the corner of the room, and you're just like, we had another 10,000 come through. We had just finished getting our last background checks in. We hadn't even actually become what they call active technically yet. And they called us and they said, hey, so we have this birth mom and she's got a set of twins. And if you guys are interested, we'll present you, because by the time that you guys go through the process, you'll be approved. And then we got a call a few weeks later, and they said, hey, so do you have time to talk? And we were like, yeah, sure. We have a baby in New Jersey. The mom is 6 centimeters dilated. And you guys in our system are the only family that fit in the category of everything that she's looking for. The twins are off the table. We can't do the twins. It's not going to work out. She's not sure, and we don't want to put you through the process, and then you get to the end, and she keeps them after she gives birth, and so that's off the table. And we're like, ah. And she's like, so do you want to say yes? And I was like, well, could we have maybe, I don't know, 3 hours to think about it? She said, well, you got about 30 minutes, and then we have to find another family.
So basically, if you guys are interested and say yes, this could be your baby.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, we want to say yes to this.
Mom and Daddy, here in a moment. Little Ava, we're coming for you.
First floor.
We go up the elevator and we walk into the room, and I lost it.
Because the moment had finally come.
So I just remember looking at the birth mom and just asking her, how are you? How are you doing? What was your reason to place your baby up for adoption? And she said, well, when I got pregnant, I was gonna abort my baby. But then I realized I could make a family happy if I keep it. And I just thought, wow, what a selfless decision to decide to make. I continue to ask questions, and I ask her, what are your hopes and dreams for your little girl? And she said that you could give her a better life than I can ever give her. And again, like, I just kept losing it over and over and over again.
When she was walking out of the room with us to go down to the car, she literally passed over the baby, carrier to me. And she's like, just love Ava in ways that I never could. That was a moment where I was like, she's not giving this baby up because she doesn't love it. She's giving it up because she loves it. And she knows that the environment and the world that she's gonna be coming into, she wants better for her. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's so brave.
Here's the team.
Got the payload. Someone smells ripe.
Are you serious?
Looks like Ava's up and about. Just wanting to look around.
Say hi to everybody.
Say hello, Ava.
So Ava is now 2 years old. We have come back to New Zealand after adopting her from the States. It is life with a toddler right now.
If you would have told me 3 years ago that this would be the outcome, I'd be like, you're nuts. But when you give things over to God, it actually allows you to live in the moment and be more present.
And I think the hardest part going through this journey is that you often hear all the stories around you of everybody else finally having their moment, and you're asking yourself, when is my moment? Talk and have a conversation with God. That moment will come. He's writing your story, and you will have an impact, and you will connect with people that nobody else can connect with because of what you've gone through. So just know, your moment's coming.